Alright, what's going on, y'all? So, today I am going to design a folded business card, which is basically like a 3x4 design, and it has information on the front and the back, but it folds into the size of a business card so that people can fit it in their wallet and you can put twice as much information on it. So, it's pretty helpful. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is start a new document. Now, a business card usually is 2 by 3.5 inches, which would be 2.25 in height for the bleed and 3.75 in width. But since today we're going to make it a double in height card, let's go with 4.5 for the height and 3.75 for the width. And the reason we're going to make the height twice the size is because we want to make sure that this card is able to be folded in half. So then we're going to end up with a document sort of like this. You can make it black or white for the background, whatever you choose, but make sure that you mark the midpoint so that you know what's the top and what's the bottom. Now this particular design, we're going to use a massage therapy theme. So let's go ahead and find the source files that we're going to be using, and then we're designing the outside first. Just looking for my logo here. And I'm just dragging and dropping my logo right onto the document here. I don't know how big I'm gonna make it or how small, but for now I need it right there. And I'd like to stick to this specific color scheme, so I'm gonna change our background to sort of a turquoise color. Now I think maybe this logo is a little bit big, but here's the thing we have to keep in mind. We're designing the outside of the card. And on the outside of the card, the front and the back are going to be designed in a strange way. So one side will be upside down, the other side won't. Because once you fold it, they'll come down together and make sort of like a mirrored image, but they'll both be the proper way that they need to be. So this is how you design this. If you do it like this, once you go to fold it, one of them is going to be upside down. That's not what you want. So make sure one image is rotated 180 degrees upside down and one is right side up. What I would like to do is, I don't really like this black bulky portion right here, so instead of getting rid of it, I'm going to complement it a little better and just fill it completely with black, like a black bar going across it. I think that looks a little bit more appealing. So the front's gonna say holistic soulful massage, and it's gonna have this sort of thirds type of design going on. And then I'm thinking of maybe adding like something to go along with the theme, which is massage therapy. And I have plenty of photos of like different things being massaged. I think I like this one. Yeah. So I'm just dragging and dropping again. I'm gonna put this in my background. Kind of want the hands and feet to show a little better. And then, I mean, I might want it to be like that, but of course, maybe I want to blend it in a little better. and make it so that it's sort of faded into the background and it's not so like in your face. And then I'm just taking my gradient tool now and I'm gonna fade away this edge on my mask. See, this mask here is going to stop me from making any permanent errors onto this file. If I don't want it, I can just disable it, or I can then select the brush and brush away like that, or I can brush it back and it's just fine. I'm just brushing with white or black on a mask. So, but to make things a little smoother, what I usually do is select the black for the foreground and then I go up to my gradient and then I make sure I set the black to transparent, and while holding the shift key, I click and drag down a little bit and do it again until we fade out that harsh line. So now we got like a front, which is like sort of like, you know, the cover or whatever. It's a business card, so honestly, this thing right here, maybe this is gonna go on the back. Like that. So let's say like, I don't know, it's difficult for you to design upside down. That's what this tool is for. This is the hand rotation tool, and what that does is let you spin your document around without actually rotating the document. So now I can work upside down and it's a little easier to see. I think I like this better. But now my issue is the text isn't standing out enough. So what I'm gonna do is rasterize this, make sure it's rasterized, and then I'm gonna invert it. Bam. Now we got this white popping up and the color's different, but now I can set it to multiply and it shows up a lot better. It's easier to read. And then also maybe just brush away a little of this. So this could be like the cover or the back. And then let's see. Let's go back to this other side. It just depends on which side you prefer. I'm gonna say that this is my back side up here and this is my front side, and I'm gonna put the logo in the corner a little bit smaller. Get rid of this bar here, actually decide against that now. Just try to make this stand out a little more. What I'm doing is just the same thing I did with the logo on the other side. I'm just making it so that the color can stand out more. I'm kind of like bored with just this solid green color, so let's maybe add a little bit of blue into it. And the only reason I'm picking these specific colors is because these are the colors of her business. And then not only that, just like these are really good colors to use for a business such as this because they're very calm and peaceful colors. So the front might have the business name, and then actually let's pull this down here. And then I'm just gonna use my rectangle tool to put like a little divider in the middle. And I don't want it to have a stroke, but I do want it to be filled. And I want it to be filled with white. It's a little thick for me, so I'm just gonna edit, transform, and then squeeze, unlink it so that it's not together, and then squeeze in the width. I think a thin line is more appropriate, and maybe even a thin black one. I'm on the fence about if I should use black or white. I don't know yet. Let's make it a little more thin. More. would go next. Let's use like text is always, you know, up to your discretion, but me personally, I like to stick to either serif or sans serif fonts. Find me a nice sans serif here, and I may or may not keep everything capped, just depending on, I don't know, how I feel it looks style-wise. I'm gonna keep the font at a point higher than 8, because once you start to get smaller than that, it starts to get hard to see. So I think 10 is an appropriate size. Jennifer Lopez, and then her title will go underneath. Massage therapist. Certified massage therapist. Okay. And then maybe her name is bold because, you know, titles are important, but not as important as the actual name. The name is what we want to remember. And then we're gonna have a way of contacting her, which would be the phone number. So we pretty much got a decent front side going on here. I'm just gonna grab everything now. What's this here? Is this the one? Okay, it's this one. And center things a bit. And I don't know. Now I'm kind of changing my mind about the foot massage photo on the back. Maybe I want to do like a hand. Even though, you know, massages involve touching all sorts of parts of the body, but let's just keep it a little more G-rated, I guess, for lack of a better word. Oh, and this lady, by the way, is amazing at her service. So if you're in the Southern California area, feel free to hit her up if you need a massage. She's mobile, she'll come to you. Yeah, we want that. But then, okay, perfect. I want to make sure that the picture is visible within the whole entire space. I don't want it to fold over into the other side and cause some type of weird design thing. Let's see what other type of... I like the way darken looks, but ooh, it's pretty cool too. I think I'll do this. Let's see, let's duplicate that. Maybe on this side. That looks great. I really like the way that looks. So let's do that on that side. And on this side, maybe we can go back to the foot on this side. I said it's lighten. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, it doesn't quite work as well with the feet. We'll do darken maybe and just pull the opacity back. Wow, this is great. Let's see what would happen. I'm curious what would happen if I change the hues of the photo. But I think I like this warm and cool thing. Whoa. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with this because it blends better into her overall color scheme, even though this is beautiful also. But let's go with this. All right, let's move on. So maybe the front will look like this, which is great. So let's keep in mind, so you guys aren't confused. From this line down is the front side. From this line up is the back side. And once you fold it, they'll both be right side up. And this is the outside of the card. So, what could you put on the back? Let's see. Let's get the hand tool. Rotate one more time. On the back, you could put like, you could put some information that might be useful to the potential client that you're handing this to. So I have like all of her files saved, and what I would want to do from this point is put something on here that's in relation to massage that is informative and might help to land you that client, because the more informative you are about your services, the better, because people will just know that you're just top of your game and you know what you're doing. So we could put like this right here. Let's see, maybe we want it over here. Maybe over here. Maybe, oops. Maybe we want this over here now. And this can go over here. And then this can be in a cooler font, like the one I used. Yes. It's not that much different, but it's a slight enough difference for me to change it, in my opinion. So these are like the modalities, or like, you know, the services she provides. So what I'm just doing is duplicating that because I want the same size and the boldness. I'm just gonna change this to say modalities. Hopefully I spelled that properly. Always be sure to do a spell check on all of your stuff. So yeah, the modalities will go here. What's happening? Why isn't it okay? Oops. And I'll just switch it back around the way it goes. And I'm gonna have this, I think this is fine the way it is for now. Let's see. Folded massage therapy biz card. Long title. 1. So this is gonna be our front side. Now, start a new document. Same, 3.75 by 4.5. And I'm just going to grab my background from here, the blue with the green, and drag it into my new document. So on your backside, you would definitely want to also make sure that you find that midpoint. For some reason it's not snapping for me right now. Oh, there we go. Okay. So there's your midpoint. A couple other things I'm gonna take from this side is gonna be the logo, because you want to put your logo on people's faces as much as possible. And then on this inside here, like, see, the cool thing about a folded business card is that it's pretty much a small flyer that you could just put in people's wallets, you know? Like, I'm gonna use this design on the inside. We're gonna expand it so that's a little bigger. And in this sense, I'm okay with I'm okay with the fold getting in the way here. I think that's pretty cool. I'm gonna actually put this to the side a little bit. And then I have this sort of, I mashed this down together. So what I'm gonna do is just take my magic wand tool, click here and try to hold shift, click in here, click in here. Just try to sort of get rid of that background. And then we're stuck with this thing here. Let's get rid of this. And then now this sort of lacks the same depth that it had before. So what I'm just gonna do is just duplicate this, edit, free transform, and then left click on that, or right click I mean, and then flip vertical. So now we just bring this down here, drag that layer underneath, add a mask, bring back out our gradient, make sure it's black to transparent, and then drag up, and that's how you get that cool sort of reflection thing going. But now we have this problem here where there's sort of little edges that didn't really get cut cleanly. What we can do to try to clean that up is go to edit, or I'm sorry, go to layer, and then go to matting, go to defringe, and maybe like 2 or 3 pixels. Let's try 3, and it gets rid of the black a little bit. So there we go. With that, let's see if we can clean it up a little bit more. And that there. Also wanna get rid of that from that side. Brush that away, because it's just sitting on a mask after all. Remember I told you guys, a mask is very helpful in a lot of different ways. So we got our chakra guy sitting here, and then on the side I want to put the same information that I had put on a previous flyer for her. Which is, like I said, this is okay to do. Save yourself some time as a designer. So only thing I'm gonna do is change the font because I prefer it to be Avenir. I'm just feeling the way that looks today over the other font. And then we're gonna change this to black. Massage is not a luxury. It is a vital for your body to receive a regular massage to remain efficient and productive in your life. Ask me why. Ask me why. Let's yell at him about it. Ask me why. Okay. And then, here actually I'd like to put, this here is actually a little bit more thorough. It's the one I grabbed originally. So let's get rid of that. Let's pull this up here. Font's gonna change. I'd like it to be Avenir book. And then change the actual word massage to black. Like the way that looks. And then I think I'll put this bit at the bottom here. Maybe. Make it bold. And then you might want to put some things. I mean, if this is your business card, you'd be able to decide on this. But she personally likes to put the type of payment form she accepts. And reason being is because it's a question she gets asked a lot. So this just makes it easier. People already know when they meet her, like, okay, she accepts all these types of payments, and I need to be able to pay in one of these sorts to be able to get the service. So that can go there. I can go there. Kind of, maybe this should be centered. I like that. Maybe grammatically is not correct, but aesthetically, I think that looks better. So, how can we gussy up this background here? Maybe a picture of her on the inside. It's possible, but that might be dope. Look at like this one. And then I'm just gonna pull away some of this extra background. Maybe stroke the center or the inside. Let's see. And I always remember when you see me doing my designs and walkthroughs that maybe this isn't the right way to do. Like maybe you want to do it differently. So, always keep in mind that there's a million ways to skin a cat in Photoshop. So this is just the way I feel like doing this particular design. Okay, let's see. And then now maybe move this up. Put this here, and then maybe make it a little less in your face. Let's move this guy over a tad bit more. Bam. I'm feeling this. Let's merge this. What I'm doing now is just trying to make sure that, say all of this stuff right here is like off center, and you want to make sure that everything's aligned. I'm gonna go ahead and click the background, and then I'm gonna click on ask me about benefits and accepted forms of payment, which is this. And then I'm just gonna click this here, and bam, it centers everything for you. Everything that you selected. This here logo can be much bigger this time on the inside, maybe in the center. Maybe this time we keep the color of it. And let's see. I think that looks cool. Do I want that at the bottom as well? I think I do. So move all these colors over. Just gonna, bam, so that these are visible. And then ask me about massage, the benefits of massage, put that in white. I just feel like right now, things are popping a little harder because there's more contrast of white and black, or light and dark. So, bam. So this is our folded business card. Okay. This is the front side. And then when you open it, you see this in the inside. Pretty simple and straightforward, right? Yeah, so if you have any questions about how I did this design, there's a couple parts I know that I might have just kind of breezed through because I'm just used to using shortcuts and used to just working in a faster workflow that's not really a custom. I work in a faster workflow that's not really made for teaching. So I'm sorry if I go too fast or if there's something that I go over and don't fully explain. But if you have any questions, just tell me the timestamp at which you got confused, and I'll definitely be willing to help you out if I can properly explain what's going on. I appreciate you guys watching as usual. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and check out the other tutorial videos I have on how to design various different types of things. And have a good one, y'all. Hope y'all check out the next one. Peace.